Have I got a treat for you here today? I am so excited to talk about Buzzsprout's newest feature, dynamic content. I know this is something that we have been waiting for a long time, and I'm going to dive into some of the ways that you can use it for your podcast, what it is, and some of the strategies that you can implement to start monetizing your show. I'm so excited about this today, so let's get right to it. Hey y'all, Crystal here today. And like I said, I'm so excited to talk to you about Buzzsprout's brand new tool, dynamic content. So as a podcaster, I often get asked, should I monetize my show? What does that look like? And how can this work for me if I'm just getting started? And I've been waiting for Buzzsprout to roll out this brand new tool because there's so many different ways. Like there's so many directions, and I know, geeky and goofy about it because this is just right up my alley, and I'm so excited. I have so many different things to share with you today. But before we get started, if you're like, well, what the heck is Buzzsprout? If you've never heard of that, this is my podcast hosting provider that I have used since day one. You can learn more about them and even try them for free for 90 days by going to crystalprofit.com/Buzzsprout. And like I said, I've been using them since day one, and they keep rolling out really cool features that I just love sharing here with you today. You can actually check out this playlist right here with other videos all about Buzzsprout. But like I said, today we are diving into dynamic content. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I wanted to tell you that I actually created a podcast episode right here. It is episode 220 of the Profit Podcast that goes into ways that you can use dynamic content. So I'm actually going to walk you through how to do a lot of this today. But if you're still looking for more ideas, then I really encourage you to go listen to that podcast episode where I'm sharing more of the behind the scenes of how I use dynamic content for my podcast. But let's go back to why dynamic content is so important. As a podcaster, I want more of you monetizing your shows from the very beginning, not waiting until you have thousands of downloads and millions of listeners before you start to monetize your podcast. So if you haven't, make sure you watch this video right here, all about creating your own ads for products that you sell or services or merchandise. There's a few different ways that you can make money podcasting. And I have another video right here that covers the 5 ways I encourage podcasters to start exploring ways that they can make money. And now I'm actually going to show you how to use dynamic content and what it is, because there's a lot of really cool things that I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm giddy. I'm so excited about this. Can you tell? Okay, so let's hop on over to the computer and let me show you how this actually works. So as you can see here, I'm in my Buzzsprout profile. And if you've never used Buzzsprout before, this is what the interface looks like whenever I'm signed into my account. This is the Poddy Report, my daily podcast, where I just share a little bit more of the behind the scenes of my show. I go on rants there. I share things about my personal journey podcasting, and it's just really a fun place for me to share quick 5 minutes or less episodes. So if you haven't checked it out, make sure you go to the video description and listen to the Poddy Report. But I want to show you what this actually looks like and where you can find this information. So like I said, we're in my account. You go to episodes, and then underneath you see where it says episodes, magic mastering, and dynamic content. This is what you're going to want to select. I'm already here, but I clicked on it again just for good measure. But dynamic content, and I'm just going to read this verbatim. This is where you can add audio files to be inserted around your main episode content. Dynamic content will be applied to all new episode uploads and can be optionally applied to your entire episode history. Y'all, this is like, hold the phone, because this is the game changer. If you have been podcasting for a while, maybe you've created your own self-sponsored ads where you've told people, hey, go check out my free masterclass, or go grab my free download because you're trying to grow your email list. Or maybe you have an event coming up that you want to promote. Maybe you've been telling people about your business. But unless they listen to that one specific podcast episode, how do you know that they actually heard that one ad? So what dynamic content does is you can upload something either at the beginning, which is pre-roll, or at the end, which is post-roll. So if I had my episode, that's episode 220, all about dynamic content, let's say it was a 30-minute episode, but at the beginning, I wanted to put an ad about people signing up for Buzzsprout because I'm an affiliate for them and I have been for a long time. So I could put a bumper at the beginning that says, hey guys, I'd love for you to check out Buzzsprout. Here's where you can find more information. This is why I love it. Obviously, I would put more detail into how I would say that. But then I could take that audio file and upload it. I'm actually going to show you how to do this in a second. But I would upload it before that episode starts. And whenever I publish that, it would go to all 219 other episodes I had already published. Yes, all of your backlog, every single episode. So if you just got started and let's say you're on episode 20 and you wanted to tell people, oh, I created this fantastic free resource and I'm trying to grow my email list. Well, now you can add this audio file that tells them what it is, where to find it, why it's going to be great for them, and how to get their hands on it. And that can be applied to every single podcast episode you've created to date. Mind blowing, right? Oh my gosh, this is why I'm so excited about this. So that kind of gives you an idea of what it is, how to use it. And like I said, go listen to episode 220 of the Profit Podcast because I give specific examples and it's almost scripted for you on what to say, how to say it, other ways that you can use it because it's really important, especially if you haven't been asking people for calls to action, subscribe, leave a rating and a review, all those things. Go check it out. This is my audio software that I use on a regular basis. So I would go here, record a short clip, and then upload it as an MP3 or a WAV to Buzzsprout. Now, once again, you can't upload an Audacity file or an Hindenburg file directly into your hosting site. It has to be an MP3 or a WAV. Well, I just so happen to have some of those. So I'm actually going to go into my podcast files. So these are all of my self-sponsored ads right here that I've created. I have one for my toolkit. If you have not checked that out, make sure you go to toolkit.crystalprofit.com to check that out. It is fabulous and it's super affordable. Go make sure you check that one out. But then I also have one for my book that I created and then also my Facebook group. I've been trying to grow my Facebook group that is absolutely free and I've been playing around with dynamic content. So once I created these ads, I can now switch through and pick which one I want to use for my podcast. So I'm going to go back to Buzzsprout. And here it says, do you want to upload the pre-roll or the post-roll? Again, the pre-roll will be uploaded before the main content and post-roll is after the main content. So I'm going to click upload a pre-roll. Okay, so I'm going to select that. And again, these are all of my self-sponsored ads. So what do I do now? I just select the one. This is a WAV file again that I want to use. I'm going to click it. It's going to upload it. It's going to process and take a little bit. But again, it's less than 5 minutes, so it should not take that long. And then once it's uploaded, it will be here and it will ask you, do you want to add it to all of your episodes? And as you can see right here, it says this process can take up to 24 hours. So it's not always 100% immediate, but it will be there. And then if you decide, I don't think I want to have that up there, or maybe it was a limited time promotion that you wanted to use, you can come down here and remove everything, which I think is super cool, especially if you're going through a promotional cycle where you're like pushing something really hard and then you're like, okay, I want to like pull it back a little bit. I want to delete those ads, not have them on my show anymore. Then you can just delete them here. But that's all you have to do to upload pre-roll content to your podcast. So again, make sure you go listen to episode 220 of the Profit Podcast to learn what you can use for pre-roll and post-roll. And if you want to know a little bit more about what pre-roll and post-roll are, check in the video description because I'm going to link to another episode where I go into detail about podcast ads, what they are, when you should use them for your show. So I want you to tell me in the comments below, where are you in the process of monetizing your podcast? Have you even thought about it? Are you thinking, I'm not quite there yet, but maybe soon? Or are you just trying to get all the information that you need to make that decision? Tell me in the comments below where you are in marketing and monetizing your podcast, and if you have any other questions about dynamic content. Okay, let's get back to the video. So one last thing before we go is whenever you uploaded the audio file that you want to use, you always want to test it. So I'm going to click this before we get into today's episode, and then I can hear it. I know that it's working, and I could also go check on my phone or another place where someone would listen to podcast and make sure that everything was uploaded properly. You always want to test and see how things are going to work. And I recommend whenever you're just getting started with dynamic content, leave it up there for about a month to see what's working for you and maybe what's not. And don't worry if you're a little nervous about experimenting. You just have to start trying new things and see what works best for you. But that's all I have for you for today's video. So make sure and hit that thumbs up if you found this video helpful, subscribe below, and we would love to hear from you. If you have any other questions about podcasting or running your online business, be sure to tell us in the comments below. Make sure you check out these other videos right here, all about podcasting and running your online business. And as always, remember, keep it up. We all have to start somewhere.